Hey everyone, welcome back to Pokemon Reborn. So last time we actually dealt with Blake. We chased Agent Blake, he stole the Ruby Ring from us, and then we had to recover it. We got Waterfall. You know what we did. And I'm sorry this took so long. I had to train my team up, I had to add a new member, or I wanted to add a new member. And then I did a previous recording, and my voice was just cracking like crazy. I mean, I was pretty sick. I was consuming cough drops like I was some sort of addict, honestly. So that's all done, that's all taken care of. We're gonna go ahead and have sort of a team update. So as you can see here, I have a new team member, and that is my Alolan Ninetales. I really wanted to add one of these. The only reason I didn't add the Cantonian Ninetales is it just doesn't have that much value competitively. If I could have found a way to slot that thing into my team, I would have it here. But everybody's been trained up. Actually, I'm switching this Ninetales between my save files, so it got a little bit over leveled and I had to level it down, which was pretty unfortunate. So for the moment, we're going to be sitting here in Ametrine City and going through a couple side quests. The first of which is more of a bring me an item quest. If you bring this girl right here a floral charm, she'll give you the Banettite. So the reason I didn't mention bringing a floral charm before you went past Augate Circus is because by the time you get the Z-Power Mega Ring, you will be able to come back here with a floral charm and actually grab it. So it's not really usable right now. The second side quest is actually over here inside of this house. You want to come inside here. There is now an old man sitting right here. You want to talk to him. I think you only have to talk to him once. But once you do so, you can come over here and find a Lucario running along the roofs. So after that, you want to come back all the way to this old man again and talk to him once more and head over to the right side of the mountain. Took a little cut right there just to spray some repel, and we're going to move on up this narrow path right here. And we'll see the Lucario is actually guarding an egg, not guiding. So we want to go all the way back to that old man, talk to him once again, if I can get there, and he will tell you to go seek out the Lucario. So the Lucario is actually on the left side of the mountain, or the top side of the mountain actually. It's kind of towards the area that you fought Blake in, but not quite at the peak. Instead, there should be a cave on the left side of here. And this is like a really awkward place to get to, honestly. But I suggest you don't go really any farther than this spot. I would just save right here. There's something that I want to mention, and that's Prankster Murkrow will not work here. It just doesn't cut it. Basically, Prankster gives you a +1 priority. This Lucario has extreme speed, which is also priority, and the Lucario is faster than your Murkrow for sure. It's level 85. This is a bit of a boss battle. So my one tip is either set up screens, or on Route 3 in the caves you can find Magneton. Find a Magneton that has Sturdy, give it Thunder Wave, and paralyze the Lucario. So anyways, I'm going to go through this boss battle right here, and I'll talk to you as soon as I finish it. You've seen me do boss battles before, and one-on-one there really isn't anything I can do to make things easier. I've shown you all the methods for the one-on-one boss battles, basically. To defeat this Lucario, it will have a few lines of text, and it should disappear. We can come inside here, and we can actually find a fairy memory, and we can also find a Riolu egg. I'm just going to have that sent to my PC. So now we've taken care of pretty much everything in Ametrine City, Ametrine Mountain that I want to take care of, and I want to head over to Calceon City. Here in Calceon City, there's a couple things we can actually do right now. So if we come down this way and enter this gate right here, you can talk to the guard, and he will tell you that if you're willing to donate, they could repair the gate between Calceon City and Route 3. So since we don't actually have Fly right now, this is something that I highly recommend you do, and it'll also allow you to get a few items early. You also need to do this for a bit of a side quest that we're going to take on later. But this pathway right here opens up, and we can come back here and get the ghost memory. We can get a electrolyzer and a magmarizer. So now that we have those items, we can come all the way over here, enter this house, and give it to this lady. She will take the magmarizer off your hands, and once you do that, you can collect the Magby. You can soft reset if you want, because this Magby is guaranteed to have 3 IVs, and you could go for more. And over here inside this house right here, you can give the electrolyzer. If this man would sit still. To this man right here, and you can collect the Elekid. So that's not all we came here to do. I'm gonna just save right here. But basically, once you enter here, there is a cutscene. If you did not say no to Blake inside his apartment when he asked for the ruby ring, and if you did not battle Aster on Ametrine Mountain when you were going up to battle Blake, you cannot get this cutscene right now. But if you did all those, you can get this cutscene. And after they've said everything they want to say, you can come up to this room. There will be Eclipse sleeping, or kind of dead right there. And there will also be a shiny charm right here. I'm going to be honest, you can't get the shiny charm if you didn't go through that exact sequence until between your 16th and your 17th badge. That is such a long time from here. So I just seriously recommend that you do that. You can also stick around and talk to everybody that's here for a little bit more dialogue, a little bit more info on the story. But I think it's time that we actually headed back to the circus, because we kind of belong there right now. So here in the circus, home sweet home for the moment, we can actually come all the way over this way towards the Ferris wheel, or where it's supposed to be, and you can talk to the construction worker to get a fighting memory. And that's pretty much the only detour that we should have right now before we go to the back room of the circus and talk to Samson, where we'll talk about confronting Terra. There's a lot of text right here, and it's pretty humorous, so I recommend that you actually slow down and read it normally. But Terra is going to make her escape into that computer right there, and we can follow her, actually. So, welcome to the glitch world, and it's like a mix of 8-bit Pokemon Reborn and 8-bit red, blue, and yellow. So once she does that, you want to actually go down these stairs and you'll find yourselves in Mount Moon. I'm going to put up a repel right here. Something interesting is if you're having trouble getting the Clefairy from the High Striker, you can actually catch a Clefairy in this area right here. So there's actually only one trainer that we really have to battle, but something I recommend you do is come over here and grab this rare candy. If you miss this rare candy, then you're gonna miss it. You can't get it later. There's a lot of items that we can grab without actually having to battle these trainers though, which is really nice. So over here there's actually one trainer in the area, and it's that scientist over there. You can see him, well, half of him. Again, you don't have to battle him at all. You can also find this person right here. He's literally stuck and asking for help. I just find it so funny. We're now in a bit of a... We're now in the old rocket hideout. There should be a super potion right here. And if we want to come up this way, you can actually find Red. He's wandering around here. It's a Twitch Plays Pokemon reference, and now if Red would like to move, thank you. You can actually find a light shard right here. Light shards will look like regular Pokeball items in this overworld right now, which is completely fine. We want to head over this way, and we want to actually go through the elevator. And next we want to go through Mr. Fuji's house. And I want to put up some repel if I haven't already. Okay, that's good. So this area is a bit tricky. It's the old wasteland in 8-bit, and if you go north you'll find like a bunch of what looks like staircases and exits. You don't want to take those. You actually want to come through this entrance right here. If we come over here, we can find an iron, and if we come down here, we'll find the only trainer that we actually have to battle, which is a scientist. Alright, so once you deal with that scientist, you can actually move past to these stairs. There is a bit of optional items that you can grab. Right here, you can grab a free max potion, and you can also grab a dubious disc. That is for evolving Porygon 2 into Porygon Z. And over here, you actually have a book full of random lore. Or it might just be there to troll you, I'm not really sure. I'm going to skip that burglar right there, and we're going to drop off here. Actually find yourselves in a 8-bit version of the City 𝗜𝗚 area. We're just going to move on through here and move on through this little section right here. And we'll find ourselves in an area that leads up to a Mewtwo. You'll also find a light shard right here. I'm not sure why it's kind of in the middle of the pathway. You'd kind of expect it to be more in like the corner. But that's completely fine. So over here is the Mewtwo. You can actually use Prankster Perish Song Murkrow on this Mewtwo. It'll work. There's nothing stopping you from doing so. If you don't have that, I recommend you use the Magneton method. Sturdy Magneton, Thunder Wave it. Once you defeat this Mewtwo, which I'm not going to comment on that last line of text, but once you defeat it, you'll be forced into this area, and you'll notice that you can't go back through these stairs. I've seen a lot of people on the forums, on the Reddit, and pretty much elsewhere panicking because they think they can't go back. Over here you'll find another light shard, which is really nice, and over here you'll actually find Terra. But guess what? Once you make it to the room that's holding Terra, you can actually go back. So once you go back from the room that's holding Terra, you will enter the room that you first entered when you came into the glitch world, and then you can actually leave the glitch world completely. To use this as your chance to heal up, to switch out your Pokemon, to prepare for this next battle that's going to be coming up. So before we actually move on though, I want to talk about the glitch field. I've been holding back on this one for quite a while, but this is this field's debut pretty much. And this field in a nutshell is just Gen 1 mechanics all over. For instance, special attacks will only use one stat, the special stat. Special defense also does the same. So basically, if your special attack is higher than your special defense, it will use the special attack when you're attacking and when you're defending. If your special defense is higher, then it will use your special defense when you're attacking and defending. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Dark, Steel, and Fairy type attacks will turn into normal type attacks instead, because those types didn't exist in Gen 1. The split between the types, the physical special split, it doesn't exist anymore. So Water, Fire, Ice, Grass, Electric, Psychic, Dragon moves are all considered special moves, regardless of what they are now. And normal, Fighting, Flying, Ground, Rock, Bug, Ghost, and Poison moves are all physical. Also, critical hit chance increases by 1 stage if you are faster than your opponent. So if something she sends out is faster than me, then she has +1 crit. If I send out something that's faster than her, she has +1 crit. And if you change your speed, then that could also potentially change that as well. Psychic type moves get a slight increase in power as well. There's also some type chart changes, such as Psychic types are now immune to Ghost types. Dragon types always deal neutral damage to everything. Poison types are weak to Bug type moves, and Bug types are weak to Poison type moves. Also, Fire types do not resist Ice type moves right now. And also, if you have Ace of Valley, then it turns into a question type because of its RKS system. So I believe the only exception to this would be if you don't have it holding a memory, if you just let it be a normal type. Move changes, we have Blizzard get set to 90% accuracy. Rage will lock you into the move indefinitely. Pretty useless because seriously, who's going to use Rage? Metronome will never let you choose a move below 70 base power. Explosion and Self-Destruct will have the target's defense before they go off, and Nature Power becomes Metronome. Camouflage turns you into a Bird type, which is basically question type. Secret Power may lower speed, and the Synthetic Seed will actually boost your defense and special defense and turn you into a question type. I actually really enjoyed this glitch field, honestly. I started competitive Pokemon in Generation 4. I think a lot of people did because that is when online play actually came out. But I've always been absolutely fascinated by Gen 1 competitive. Like, it's so glitchy, it's so buggy, it looks like so much fun. Also, something else I need to mention is my team. I need to set this up properly. But basically, my Roserade right here has a bit of a change in moveset. It has Giga Drain and Grassy Terrain right now. And that's pretty much it. My Hawlucha is holding a Synthetic Seed in case I actually have to use it. I don't really have anything else to mention. I did give my Meowstic Fake Out right here in case I want to use it, but I think it's time to go back to the glitch world and finally face Terra. I'm going to talk to her and she's going to ramble on and be her crazy wacky self. And she's going to start off by sending out her Nidoking. So this Nidoking has Sheer Force, it has Life Orb, it has Amnesia, Blizzard, Thunderbolt, and Flamethrower. Amnesia is basically Calm Mind here. It's 2 Calm Minds here, which is absolutely insane. I'm going to try and set up Grassy Terrain right here. I believe I live this no matter what. You know, if she Blizzard me, I would have lived, just barely. So right here, I'm going to switch out to my Murkrow. I'm just going to let him knock it out. That way I can switch my Alolan Ninetales in freely. I'm going to set up the Hail, and then I'm just going to hit this thing with a Blizzard and knock it out of here. So next up is her Quagsire. If you don't set up a grassy terrain, this could be extremely painful for you. This Quagsire has Unaware, it has a Synthetic Seed, so it gets a boost to defense and special defense, and it also changes its type from Water Ground to Question. It has Scald, Amnesia, Blizzard, and Recover. So because I prevented it from using the glitch field to activate its seed, I can just knock it out right here. Next up is her Excadrill. I know normally if my Infernape is like 1 level lower, it's a speed type, but I should be able to outspeed it and just knock it right out of here. Excadrill has Sand Rush, it has Life Orb, it has Earthquake, X-Scissor, Rock Slide, and Sword Stance. So it can do some seriously major damage to you if you let it. Now her Palossand is going to come out here, and I'm just going to send my Roserade back in there. I don't have a terrain extender on my Roserade, so the grassy terrain is gone. This Palossand has Sand Veil, it has the Synthetic Seed, so it's typeless right now. It has a boost to both its defenses, it has Giga Drain, Shadow Ball, Shore Up, and Amnesia. My method for dealing with this Palossand is to Toxic it. And my next move will be to Leech Seed it. Basically just kind of stall it out with the Hail, the Leech Seed, the Toxic, and so forth. It doesn't really do that much damage. So, usually I think right here she'll send out her Garchomp. So I might try to hit it with another Toxic, just to see. There we go. So this is her Garchomp, her ace. As Rough Skin, it has the Assault Vest, it has Draco Meteor, Bulldoze, Stone Edge, and Flamethrower. So I went ahead and I hit it with the Toxic. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can Leech Seed it. Just barely. And I'm just going to go down right here, so it doesn't really matter what I do. So now I'm going to send in my Alola Tails right here, and... No, I should send in my Meowstic instead. And I'm going to go ahead and fake out this Garchomp. Try to get a little bit more damage off on it. I don't think the Toxic's racked up that much. Okay, I was right. I'm going to go ahead and set up a light screen so I can survive. Oh, it actually missed. It's fine with me. And that's her Garchomp down. She's going to send her Palossand back in, which I'm completely okay with. It's toxic, and I should be able to just spam Psychic on it. I can't be hit with Shadow Ball. The most it can do is Giga Drain me, and I do have the Reflect up. I'm also faster, so I have slightly higher chance of hitting criticals. It can try to stall me out, but I'll eventually knock it out, so it doesn't really matter. Like, the Toxic is just slowly racking up. But instead, since she's basically getting stalled out, she's going to switch out to her Hippowdon. This is her final Pokemon. It has Sandstream, it has Smooth Rock to extend that, as Bulldoze, Stealth Rock, Yawn, and Stone Edge. So I probably want to set up a Reflect right here. I could have hit it with a Psychic and hope for a critical. It doesn't really matter, I should still knock it out right here. If you're wondering, Sandstream will actually increase the special defense of all rock, ground, and steel types. So that's why I'm not actually doing more damage than I should be. It's finally going to knock me out, and I'm just going to go ahead and send in my Alola Tails right here, set up the Hail instead, and hit it with a Blizzard and knock it out. Next and last is the Palossand. I'm going to hit this with a Blizzard and just knock this out too. And there we go, that's Terra. So she'll give us the badge, she'll give us Bulldoze, which isn't that great, but it's something, right? I mean, we couldn't just get Earthquake here, could we? And we can leave the glitch world. Samsung's just going to turn off the computer and lock her inside of the glitch world. So we can heal, and there is one last thing I want to take care of for this part before we move on. So, after you defeat Terra, there should be a change here in the circus, actually. Over here is the lady who gives you Dive from the 𝗼𝗺𝗃 puzzle, right? Well, this time she actually has a new puzzle. If I can find it right here. I had to find the original image for it. But this time it is actually a Turtwig puzzle. And this is more of a traditional puzzle box, per se. And I think this gives a lot of people trouble. So basically, to deal with this puzzle box right here, and that goes up there, there is a strategy to this. And the strategy basically is you want to deal with the first few rows first, and no, that's not how that works. And then you want to deal with the last two rows last. So basically, if there is 4 rows, you want to deal with the first 2 rows, and then you want to deal with the last 2 rows. If there was like 5 rows, you would deal with the first 3 rows, and then you would deal with the first 3. Or the last 2. I'm confusing myself right here. And oh, it's fine. So there is the first row. I'll actually have a link in the description to what it looks like when it's finished anyways, but after that I want to work on the second row. These two pieces are actually very confusing. So you want to be looking for the piece that has the leaf bottom on it. And then from that, I want to find the upper portion of the eye. I want to find sort of the nose piece, and there we have it, that's the second row. So for the bottom 2 rows, you basically want to be trying to get these in order, and then you want to move them into place. So for this, I want to make sure that I have these 2 pieces in order. I want to make sure I can get the eye in front of the mouse piece. mouthpieces. And I also want to get the upper portion of the shell in front of the eyepiece. So that looks good, right? That is the third row. Now I need to get the fourth row in place, and to do that I want to move these around a little bit. And I believe if I move that down there, I should get the shell piece, the bottom shell piece, in the last slot. And there we go, that's the Turtwig puzzle. And our prize will be a Turtwig, of course. We can send that to our PC. We should have 6 starters now, which is pretty good. And that's basically everything I wanted to show off for this episode. So thanks for watching. This was a pretty short episode, guys, but I hope it was helpful. The next episode is likely to be very, very long because we have so many places that we can explore now that we have Waterfall. But thanks for watching, thanks for the support, and I will catch you guys later.